Hello everyone, so today we're going to talk about the Cthulhu mythos and how it actually relates to beings that exist. At any rate, my friend right here will basically give me questions throughout the video, and I will try to answer them. I do not know what the questions are, but I actually love this section of so-called science fiction because I actually think that it is actuality. It is reality. So go ahead, Frank.
What dimension do these gods exist in?
It's not really known if beings like Hastur and Cthulhu exist in this dimension or other dimensions, or this galaxy or other galaxies. But it is said that Cthulhu, for instance, exists beneath the Pacific Ocean and that he exists in the city of Riley. And that the city of Riley will rise once again one day, and he will be able to claim his power over the earth that we know. But these beings are very alien. We don't really understand them. They're older than mankind. They are beings that we can't really understand with our own minds. We have to only relate them to other things, and the only thing that we can relate them to is madness, chaos. And what's your next question?
What are the alien gods?
Alien gods are gods that did not come from a place that is close to man. Did not come from a place that is close to human beings on this earth. Alien gods are those who existed in either very far-flung pieces of our galaxy or even the universe. Or alien gods that existed as beings who different life forms looked up to besides man. So alien gods like Cthulhu and Hastur, it's very hard for us to understand them. They exist, in my opinion, but it's very hard for us to understand them because they weren't conceived first by men. And some people say that they're actually older than any gods we have here on Earth. And now we have to look back to Marduk and Tiamat, Marduk slaying Tiamat. And Tiamat is often said to have birthed Cthulhu. So there could be a relationship between our solar system and the planets here and the beings that exist in the Cthulhu mythos, but it's more likely that they come from far distant solar systems or galaxies. But it is important to recognize that Cthulhu is mentioned as an enemy of Tiamat. Or not enemy of Tiamat, but a child of Tiamat, that Marduk slew Tiamat. So this is the oldest religion, the religion of the Sumerians, that we actually, that is the oldest religion that we have records of. But of course, I believe that Hinduism goes further back than that. At any rate, what's the next question?
What is Kakuso?
Carcosa?
Carcosa.
Yeah. What is Carcosa? Okay, so Carcosa, it's so hard to explain. So, Carcosa, I think it's more of a nebulous kind of planet structure. In the King in Yellow, the book by Robert Chambers, we hear some details. And you could just say like that this was completely made up. But I actually don't think it was. I think that he just tapped into a reservoir of knowledge, of mad knowledge, that was from far off. And there was one author before him that mentioned Carcosa, and then of course Lovecraft was inspired by Robert Chambers and his kind of style. But Carcosa, how I would describe it is how Robert Chambers described it. Two black stars that sank into the lake of Hali every day, and there was waves in the lake of Hali that were clouds. These waves were made of clouds, and then there was this ruined city, maybe even cities, on the horizon, and the planet is kind of glowing yellow. And there are all these different moons are one of the things, or a few of the things that provide the light. But what is certain is that the Yellow King, Hastur, presides over this land, over this planet, or multiple planets, probably. And he's the king in yellow. He's the one that ruled this kingdom that came to ruin, and draws others to this same ruin, the same madness. It is said that on Carcosa, the shadows of men's thoughts lengthen in the day. So, as far as what that means, that's completely up to interpretation. Maybe it's not even like maybe it's literal, it's far worse. But if it's not literal, then it basically implies insanity. It's inspired on this planet. At any rate, go to your next question.
How did Carcosa, the alien god, how did he gain knowledge?
Carcosa is a planet. I think you're referring to Hastur.
Okay.
How did Hastur gain knowledge?
Carcosa is a planet.
Carcosa is a planet, yes.
And you're saying it was described...
Well, kind of a nebulous planet, or in a nebula. Anyway.
You said 2 dark stars, right?
Yes,
okay.
Which you could think of as black holes. I like to think of them as black holes, but dark stars, it's a hard explanation to make. That's why I don't think it's in this galaxy. At any rate, Hastur, the king in yellow, the Yellow King. How did he come about his position as being a king? I do not know. But what I've seen in my own vision, and I have had a vision of Carcosa, which I actually put in another video. What I have found in my vision is that he came upon an empire that was very stable and one like you might have compared to Rome, but more advanced, more technologically advanced. And he rose through the ranks and he tried to gain his own power, but something went wrong. Not with the empire, but within himself. And he became the kind of king that tears apart the people beneath him. Not necessarily physically, but mentally. He became the kind of king that influences people to serve him in his own destruction rather than serve themselves in their own preservation. And this is why he rules over ruins, because somewhere along the line, he did not keep to the obligations of a king. So, and honestly, Hastur is not a human person. He is an alien if he exists. And this Carcosa is an alien planet, or nebula, what have you. But even by his own people's standards, he failed. But he thinks that he has succeeded, and he wants to spread his success to other worlds.
Who was the high priest?
The high priest. Cthulhu is a high priest, and for some reason he is enemy to Hastur, his half brother. I don't know why Hastur and Cthulhu are enemies, but they're half brothers and they hate each other for some reason. So Cthulhu, if he exists, most likely beneath the depths of our ocean. Hastur, probably in a different galaxy, solar system, dimension, not sure. But Cthulhu is the one that is more than likely beneath the depths of our oceans. And he is the high priest of the old ones. The ones that were directly after the darkness that the multiverse existed in. The ones that are chaotic. The ones that you might consider as giants in the Norse pantheon. The ones that were first and foremost born of chaos. And then the children of order, of light, came later. So that's kind of what they are.
Want to show them a copy of the book?
Yeah, just keep it there. Let me, the King in Yellow. This will help you kind of get a vision of Carcosa. It's said that if you read this book, you'll be cursed or you'll be insane. and it's by Robert W. Chambers, The King in Yellow. I've started reading it. I'm not that far into it. I read an Necronomicon which said that you're going to become insane if you read this, so I sincerely doubt that I'll become any more insane by reading The King in Yellow, but it's a really good book, and it's a book of short stories, so the first short story is something that talks about Carcosa and the Yellow King, and then throughout all the other stories, apparently, it kind of refers to the Yellow King and the Book of the Yellow King without actually displaying the literal Book of the Yellow King. So it's a book that refers to a book, but apparently it is tradition to think that this book causes madness. So you've been warned. You've been warned. Maybe I'm resistant to madness because I'm schizophrenic. Who knows? But I have to give you that warning because that is the warning the book gives before you even start the book. At any rate, you got any questions?
No, that's I don't have any other questions.
Excellent. All right. So, hey, thank you everybody for watching. This has kind of been a weird video. I'm a little bit intoxicated, so I apologize for that. But also, it's been a weird video because I don't have a lot of information on the beings that I'm talking about. Usually I have much more. At any rate, thank you very much for watching. I hope that this has been enjoyable for what it was, and I hope to see all of you on the channel in the future.